Guys, announcement. My Saturn has returned.
Returned.
Welcome
Yes.
to the Deeper Well
Welcome.
experience. Well, we'd like to welcome you to our deeper. We'd like to deeper welcome you.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Come on, Mother Goose.
We're in Iceland. We're in the field.
Iceland.
Yeah, that's where she shot all those photos.
Oh, I thought it was Ireland.
No, it
Whoa.
was Iceland.
Oh, did she stay with Bjork?
Basic things everyone should know.
Yeah, sorry. Jesus fucking Christ. Send me to the guillotine. They're gonna put me in stocks when this episode comes out. I was talking about that with my coworkers today. I kind of think it'd be like fierce if we brought stocks back. Like, do you guys know what stocks are? Like when people had to like in like the town square, they would like
Oh, right.
put their like head and their arms through the thing and like they would stand there and get ridiculed.
Oh,
I think we could solve a lot of problems like that.
Right.
yeah.
Put every billionaire in the stock.
I think first we probably need to start small scale, like Stan Twitter, and then we could move on to
I have some
bigger.
Stan Twitter accounts that I think should go to the stocks. Trust me, my mute list.
Any
Anytime I,
teacher.
literally anytime I see Tay trying, Madonna trying, Audrey Hobart trying, immediate mute.
I mean, you have to
It's
protect your peace somehow.
it's immediate. The thing that's like, I'm not interested in this tweet.
Yeah. None of that. We don't have any time for that.
We're not interested in that.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. I don't think Christians are. I don't think God-fearing people are. I don't think kind people are. I don't think leftists are. Maybe some demons are, but I'm not.
Yeah.
There's always time for kindness.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
so true, actually.
You're totally right. And you're right about that.
If
Maria,
if
what?
I had $1 for every time Mrs. Kasha Davis got quoted on this pod,
Yeah, kind of the patron
Kind
saint
of
of
have a
pop
lot.
girlies.
we
Because every time we say welcome, that
every time we
counts.
say welcome, if we say there's always time for a cocktail, there's always time for kindness.
I don't think we've ever said there's always time for a cocktail on the
Yeah,
pod.
I think we have. I think we have. I think kindness more, but cocktail, I do think we've said it. I think so.
I mean,
Um, I think that she has like a mosaic at Pop Girly Stadium.
Definitely.
a mosaic.
And it's like over a drinking fountain.
I mean, I think that like
The Kasha
something on the
Davis drinking
menu.
fountain.
I think there's something
Oh,
on the menu is called.
Kasha Davis kale chips.
Oh my gosh. Or
Okay,
maybe
fuck my drag.
the restaurant that's built into Pop Girly Stadium, like the namesake is Mrs. Kasha Davis.
That's a
Mm,
lot for
Ka-
gosh.
Cautious
I mean,
place.
we say welcome every
I
episode.
feel like I was thinking maybe just like a cocktail named after her on the menu.
I mean, I like the mosaic, but
I like the
we
mosaic
can
over the
discuss
water
this.
fountain.
We
Call
can
me
discuss this
crazy.
off air. Either
Yeah.
way, it's happening.
At our
but we
next
can
meeting
discuss
with
off
the
air.
architect,
Yeah.
can we speak to the architect?
If you are
Oh,
interested in construction work for Pop Girly Stadium, stay in line.
if you are in line to build the Mrs. Kasha Davis mosaic, stay in
Stay
line.
in line. Guys, I feel like we haven't talked about our stadium in a while.
I know.
I
It's just
mean,
like it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be a place where like kindness and like no Tay trying allowed, but and everyone's normal about opinions, and it's just amazing. It's really beautiful.
it's like if every single person on earth moved through every single day with love, compassion, and kindness. That's what it's gonna be like.
Because that's what the workroom's about.
That is
Exactly. Exactly that.
Our
whoever
commute.
just pressed this because their Casey stands is so confused right now.
Well, okay, there's some education that needs to be done. I can see that.
Please refer to Halsey the Great Impersonator episode if you want to learn more.
Yeah, is that the
Yes, that's
origin?
Pop Girly Stadium, yeah.
Because is
Yeah.
that when we talked about her having a merch stand? Or
It
were
was
we
when we
gonna
were
have a
talking about
merch
having a
stand
meet and greet
Meet and
at the
greet.
concert,
at the Halsey concert?
which
Doing a
didn't
meet-
happen. No one wanted to meet us there, I guess.
Yeah, it was rude. The bisexual women were not interested in us.
No, they were not. And that's
Not
okay.
yet.
They don't have to be then.
Not yet. Not yet. We have yet to crack the bi market. Okay, should we get into this hot track hoe business?
Show ho.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think since it's deeper well, I think Drew has to go into the deeper well to pluck out his hot track first.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, well, I've kind of been listening to a bunch of random stuff. Um, the thing I've most been listening to, I actually want to save and not do it for the
Mm.
hot track.
I wonder what it
Pop
is.
Girlies, if you know, you know. Maybe wait till the end of the episode to find out what we've been listening to.
You'll know
Orange
why
drink,
very
if you know, you
soon.
You'll
know.
know why. Um, but I've been listening to a lot of Casey too, and I wanted to do. I don't think I've ever done a song from her debut album,
Mm.
uh, which is, and I don't know if I've actually shared this with you both. It is my favorite debut album besides Who's the Clown.
Oh,
Um, I think her debut album is
Whoa.
like so spectacular. Um,
eat your heart out, Bjork.
yeah, so sorry.
Eat your heart out, Katy Perry.
Whoa, you screamed in the mic and it went
Oh,
crazy.
I did. I'm
Oh, I didn't
sorry.
hear it.
Oh.
Not for me, it didn't. Not for people who are
um,
kind-hearted. It didn't like sound bad.
Oh, melted no
um,
shade.
but I think like Levi was talking about in the Audrey episode, like she just knew exactly who she was. She was fully formed immediately going into it. And like while I love other artists, like I feel like there is that sense of like they aren't fully formed in their debut. Obviously like Katie, it took Teenage Dream to get like I feel like where she was fully formed. One of the boys is like obviously so fantastic, but
One of the chop hoes.
no, not a chop hoe at all.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's cute and extra gorgeous, which is same trailer, different park, and who's the Jesus?
I mean, yeah, I mean obviously pure heroine, probably number
The
Mm.
three,
fame.
the Fame.
Oh,
Um,
why was that so hard to say? You look like you were getting a
We're
root
having to admit
canal.
that The Fame is a good debut album.
I mean, it's a fantastic debut album, but I'm just saying my favorite
No,
of all
no,
time.
not the fame.
What?
It's a joke. We were joking. It was a
Right.
bit. It was a
Um,
bit.
but anyway, so my favorite song on the album is "It Is What It Is," which is the closer, which
You
is like
love that
top
song.
three Casey song of all
Ooh.
time. If you've never listened to it, you really need to listen to it because
Drew,
it's
what's
that
the one that
good.
I love from that album?
Well, I think you love a lot of the songs, but there was a song that I played you in the car. I believe it was "I Miss You," where I looked over and you
Yes.
were sobbing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, that was
It's just that whole album is just so good.
honestly, that one kind of gives me Deeper Well vibes a little bit.
It
I
is
feel like
so
that's Deeper
deeper
Well
well.
precursor. She was dipping her toe in the water, but she had to let it marinate in her
Yeah,
soul for like a decade.
yeah. So that's my hot track.
Well, amazing. Amazing. Marita, get into the hot track well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, an album that I recently listened to for the first time, that I had known some of the songs off of is What's Your Pleasure by Jessie Ware, who I actually saw open for Harry Styles like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, she opened for him?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, that's
I mean,
funny.
when the
Was
United
that when
Center,
United Center was Harry's house?
yes, when the United Center was Harry's house, Jessie Ware did in fact open for him,
Wait, Levi,
which,
do you know that joke?
I can't say I do.
well,
So
when Harry went on his tour for Harry's house, it was like, he basically just did like residencies at like a
Yeah.
select handful of cities. So like whatever the venue was, it was like Kia Forum is Harry's house, United Center is Harry's house.
that
And
was like the marketing
that's like how the
campaign.
shows were
Mm,
branded. And Drew loves to say it.
that's the joke.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Drew, if there's an
I
opportunity
think
for
that's
Drew
I'm
to say
sorry,
it.
I thought that was so stupid. United Center is Harry's house. Girl, it wasn't your house. You didn't live
uh,
there.
Drew hates metaphors.
But I don't. I just thought that that
Uh,
one was stupid.
You just thought it was cheesy, corny boots.
wait,
So
Drew.
cheesy corny boots.
Wait, Drew, how do you really feel? I feel like you're really neutering your opinion right now.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel.
I-
Sorry about it.
Period.
I mean, I didn't feel strongly about it, but as a Yeah,
It's a
so
great joke.
it's a great joke. Um, I mean, refer to literally episode 1 of Pop Girlies if you want my Harry's House opinions, and that's all I'll say. But
Go back to the Old Testament, Book of
Real
Genesis.
stands IYK YK.
go back to Genesis if you want to know
Yeah.
my thoughts about Harry's House.
Chapter 1, verse 1.
But all that to say, I recently gave this album a full listen through and really, 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 really loved it. So one of the songs off of it that was brand new to me that I really gravitated towards, is Step Into My Life, which is like
Miss
the
Jessie.
top
That's a
of
Miss
the
Jessie
mid.
song.
Yes.
That's the Jessie
Okay.
song. It's yeah, it's like it's almost like the top of the second half of the album, but I thought it was really fun. I honestly kind of want to do this album at some point on the podcast. So I think it'd be maybe fun to discuss, but I thought the album itself was really, really great. So,
I mean, you're a 45-year-old gay guy, so that makes complete sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's like, yeah.
yeah. And it's
You know
so funny
that
because,
you know
huh?
that meme that's like as a gay man who's 50.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's you, Maria.
Yeah. So I kind of felt pretty cool because not that she's like a small artist, but I knew who she was before she was announced as a Harry opener. And I only knew her because during COVID, I was on my parents' Peloton all the time. And Cody Rigsby from
Always
Peloton
played.
played What's Your Pleasure all the time. That's the only
Yes.
reason why I knew who Jessie Ware was. But yeah, I think she's super cool. I didn't listen to her album after this one, but I know she's like coming out with a new one like pretty soon.
Yes,
Oh,
she is.
So
perfect.
shout out to her. But that's my hot track.
Well, cool. So now get into the Levi well.
Yes.
So to the surprise of no one, probably have been listening to so much Taylor Swift. And I'm revisiting an album that is like such a special Levi album. It was like such a, I think out of all of her records, I was thinking about this. To me, this is the one that's like most tied to a specific time in my life. And Drew and I got to experience it together because we knew each other and it was so special. The Lover era, which I can't stand Lover trying, like, get out of like I just when people try to tell me that Lover's a bad album, I'm like, okay, but it's just career highlight after career highlight after career highlight after career highlight, smash, 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 smash. So I just rebuke that. But I have uh, Cornelia Street is my hot track. Cornelia Street is such a special song. I think I've had conversations with friend of the pod, Irene, and we both agree that that is like one of the most Taylor Swift songs. It's like her essence as an artist and as a songwriter. And it's so the way that that song is written, the way what it's about. I mean, I've always said that like I think her biggest theme is not actually love. I think it's memory. And that is a song that's all about memory, like both like looking back on things that have already happened, but also imagining a future without somebody and then looking back on like, it's just there's so many layers to it and it's such a gorgeous song. I'm gonna pick the album version, but if you haven't listened to it, go listen to the acoustic version, the City of Lover Live from Paris version.
So good.
I think it's like maybe her best live vocal ever, besides that one Evermore performance in a surprise song in I believe Ohio. Do you know what I'm talking about, Drew?
Yeah, when she started belting the bridge. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Bon Iver, get
she shows
out.
Justin how to sing. Yeah, that I would say is still probably her like career peak. But this I think is maybe top two, number two. She sounds amazing. She sounds so good. So yeah, I love her so much. It's so special to
Oh,
me.
I love
Um,
Lover.
I love her. It's just like it's literally just like smash after smash, and it's also like really funny to me. I think it's such a funny album.
I mean, paper rings.
I'm sorry, the
She was never
sequencing.
marrying anyone with paper rings.
Girl, of course. Of course. The sequencing of London Boy into Soon You'll Get Better into False God into You Need to Calm Down is the funniest track run of her career.
Or
It's
maybe,
literally
as
just.
Levi said earlier today, Lynchian? Levi earlier in our group chat said that Shade Never Made Anybody Less Gay is one of his favorite Taylor lyrics because it's almost Lynchian.
I stand by it. And
Which, like,
if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. And if you don't, I honestly feel bad for you.
I mean, the thing is though, if you know, you know, like David Lynch movies, like while they're like very serious and often traumatizing, usually there's some kind of crazy, kooky, campy, funny element to like almost
Totally.
all of them, even the most traumatizing ones. So like, honestly, I kind of see what you're saying.
And if you're a real music person, you get it.
Get it.
Okay, so yeah, Cornelia. Oh, and real quick, my favorite tweet from Jover when uh
Taylor
Joe Alwyn and
Joe.
Taylor Swift broke up. I there was a tweet that was like, they are bombing Cornelia Street right now,
Oh my
which I
God,
thought was very funny.
so crazy.
I
God, that
don't
was
wanna lose
Drew. Do
you.
you remember that night on Twitter?
Yeah,
That
one
was
of the best nights ever.
That was one of I think maybe better than the insurrection, which is always the one that I use as like my favorite day on Twitter. That when they broke up, the funniest fucking tweets. Like there was one that's like America's declaring war on England. Like it's just
Yeah,
funny. You dip the Jover in the tweets and it's just funny.
yeah.
Okay. On that note,
Obviously,
Drew,
we don't take joy in the insurrection.
girl, nobody would have thought that. He always does this. He always tries to make what I say sound problematic. Because he's so scared of getting canceled. Obviously, nobody thought I was pro insurrection. My hell. Jesus. And he always does this. He always has to be like, we don't like violence. We don't like blah, 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 blah. It's a satirical show. Will Tamar, have you ever
Can't
watched
be
the show?
queer content.
Yeah, literally.
Can't be queer pod.
Yeah, the Campy Queer podcaster is an insurrectionist. My hell. Do you really want to know
I
where
also
I
love
was
because
January 6th?
every time I bring up like needing to be politically correct, Levi gets so mad and it makes it 10 times funnier.
Well, because girl, it's like I mean my hell. I speak in metaphor. I speak in hyperbole. I use figurative language. I mean,
I'm
oh my
literally
God.
crying.
I think I'm probably like the most left leaning of the three of us. No shade to anybody, but I don't know why
Why am I in
Maria's in
it?
it. Yeah,
Why am I
but
in it? Oh my God.
well, sometimes if you have to defend yourself, you have to drag
Well, girl,
somebody else down.
I'm left-handed,
Uh,
so
haha, real funny joke.
Girl.
Girl, we are
now
all
let's jump
equally
in.
left leaning. We love leftists.
We love we love
We
leaning
love the left.
left.
Huge leftist fan.
We operate
Huge,
the left.
huge lefties.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, so Deeper Well. Deeper Well is Kacey Musgraves' sixth studio album. Wait, is that right?
I
Anyway.
think, girl, did you get that from Wikipedia?
Yeah.
That's probably because didn't she have a debut album that like was like self-released or like independently released?
Yeah. Do they
So it's
count those?
probably, or maybe it's counting the Christmas album.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, one of those. I think it's actually her fifth. And it came out March 15th of 2024. It is classified as country pop, as country folk, sorry, as the genre. And it was recorded at Electric Lady in New York with her longtime collaborators Ian Fitchick and Daniel Tashian. Longtime collaborators with her. Yeah. So this album era was first teased at the 2024 Grammys, also where the Tortured Poets department was announced. So Taylor always trying to come for her wig.
I mean, fair because Casey throws Tay shade.
She does throw Tay shade.
Tay's gonna defend herself. She got like 20 minutes of
It literally,
spotlight.
I think it was probably 7 minutes.
Well, you know what? That's enough.
But anyways, so Deeper Well was then released as the first single February 8th, followed by some single releases. She released Too Good to Be True as the second single, Cardinal after that, and then The Architect was the single when the album was released. It did very well commercially. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. It was released the week after Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande was released, and she just missed that number 1 spot with Eternal Sunshine doing so well in the second week. Um, but yeah, this album, I didn't write too much on like the background. I feel like something that I love about Casey albums is she really like sits in like the eras, and then once you feel like the era's over, like it she moves on very quickly, which I think is really cool. Like I was kind of telling Levi because we were a couple weeks ago, which obviously we didn't talk about Pop Girlies being like I don't even know how to describe us. I mean, we literally announced that we were doing Deeper Well, and then Kacey Musgraves announced another album. So, like, I don't really
Oracles,
Oracle.
pop oracles.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I was like, yeah, I think she's working on her next thing, and then like the album's done. So it was kind of one of those for me. Like, this album follows Starcrossed, which was her obviously her follow up to Golden Hour, which was her huge breakthrough. But Starcrossed, I feel like, was met with a lot of mixed reception compared to Golden Hour. And it's like it was very different for her. She like didn't really do albums with like a huge like theme. It obviously was based on a tragedy of her divorce. And she kind of played with the idea of like star-crossed lovers and making it thematic and like she kind of I don't know how to describe it. She like made it like a Greek tragedy. She pasted
Yeah, like
it as a
she like structured
Yeah.
it in like acts, like the way
Yeah.
that like the arc of a Greek
Yes.
tragedy.
Yes. Which that was not something she had done before. And this, and it was very different, obviously. And also it played with genre. It, was classified as more of a pop country album, which she kind of got a lot of critique for by the country audiences that she had. Like, her album famously didn't get nominated or eligible in any of the country categories for the Grammys. She was only eligible to submit her album in pop categories, which was not something she was used to, which I didn't really agree with. But anyway, so this is kind of like, in a lot of ways, a return to form for her, releasing a very country-focused album. But obviously, country folk being the genre, I don't really think any of her other albums would have been classified as this. It definitely kind of takes on a new world that she's kind of playing with here, which I think is really cool. But the album really just feels like a reflection of this kind of major time in her life, like coming to terms with, her fame, but also a relationship. A lot of these songs kind of cover her relationship with the man that she was with after her marriage ended for a while. And that relationship ended. And then this album came to follow. She also talks a lot about like her Saturn returning and how that really impacted her. Obviously, she's like known for being a very cosmic country singer. She plays a lot with like kind of otherworldly kind of concepts in her music, which I think is something she's really known for. She's very like psychedelic and fun, and obviously Golden Hour, one of the main themes was that she was always on LSD when she wrote a lot of the songs. And she talks a lot about like her relationship with like weed and drugs on this too, which I think is really cool. It's just a really thematic album, but not in a way like Star-Crossed where it was like almost performative. Like, this feels like a very like coming to terms sort of album. But yeah, kind of going into the reception now. It has a 78 on Metacritic, which is actually lower than what I thought. It actually has the same score as Starcrossed, which also got a 78, which I remember Starcrossed, especially at the time, kind of feeling it was getting a little bit more mixed reviews than this. But it did get a 6.8 Pitchfork score, which I think is like absolutely absurd. It's definitely the lowest of any major publication. I was reading a lot of the reviews, and I think a lot of people liked the album, but I think they were comparing it a lot to her like other work and thinking that she had more potential to do another thing, which I don't necessarily agree with. But yeah, it actually got nominated for 3 Grammys, and it won for Best Country Song for The Architect, which I think is really cool. Um, and yeah, and her winning this category, I believe, or maybe it was another. Yes, it was another category. I believe she won. She's the only person to have won every country category at the Grammys. She's won country duo, country solo, country song, and country album. She's the only
Well,
person.
but isn't that because now they have two country album categories?
Right, yeah, but this she
This was
became that
pre.
before the yeah.
I mean,
So,
they had to come for a queen. You know, they
yeah.
were intimidated by her power.
Yeah, they were. But yeah, I think that's really cool. She's obviously like a huge Grammy darling, especially with Golden Hour. Um, but yeah. And then we're not talking about the deluxe tracks, but she did, promote this album a lot. She went on a huge arena tour, which I think is really cool. She did a few arena shows, like a smaller tour for Starcrossed. She's kind of gone into depth on how touring is like her least favorite part of the experience of releasing an album. So I was really shocked. She did this huge arena tour for this. And I got to see it a while ago now. It was, yes.
Just out of curiosity, what does she not like about, like, what is her reason for
I
not
think
loving
like the
touring?
traveling of the touring. I don't think she enjoys that part of it.
Does she
Um,
like performing?
uh, I don't. She has. I don't think I've seen her say anything about not liking performing. I think just the whole like tour grind of it all is just not something she just likes so much of like conceptualizing and writing the albums. She talks a lot about that um, in a lot of the interviews she does, and performing is like kind of like the least favorite part of like the
Got it.
whole process.
I think that's really interesting to hear
Yeah, I think so
somebody like
too.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so she did release the deluxe version of the album in August of that year called "Deeper Into the Well," which I think is kind of funny. We're not going to go over those songs. I feel like they are very. It's kind of a deluxe version of the album that does feel very like secondary to it. I feel like they are songs that don't fit kind of the mix of the original album, which I think a lot of people like about deluxe songs. But yeah, there are obviously some amazing songs on it, but I would rather just kind of stick with the OG. Um, that's kind of all I had to say about it. Obviously, I have a lot of what I love about the album and my personal thoughts, but yeah, I would love. I'm so excited to hear what you guys think. I kind of know what Levi thinks, but
Yay.
yeah,
Oh,
Well,
thank you,
Miss
Drew.
we're in the well. Wait,
Miss
what'd you
Well
say?
Queen, she
I
called you
almost said
Levi.
thank you, Levi,
Oh,
but like, I don't know why I did that. It's so weird.
I'm always constantly stealing Drew's accomplishments.
So sorry.
Well,
oh yeah. Who goes first? I'll do. Let's do Maria first because I don't know anything.
Okay. Yay. Well, I'm very excited that you picked this. This is one that I actually listened to when it came out because
Oh, really?
obviously,
I don't remember that.
yeah, I listened to it. I can't remember if I listened to it like the day it came out, but I definitely did like within the first week because then we went out because Scarlett did Deeper Well
That's
yes,
right.
listening
that's
party
right.
that we all attended famously. I don't know.
Yes.
Actually, that was a night that some very, very, very iconic gifts came out of.
That is true. That's true.
What
You're totally
gives?
right.
Um, we can talk about it
Okay.
after. But
Off the mic.
yeah, off mic. But no, I listened to it when it came out because obviously wanted to be a Drew supporter and give it a listen and be on the ground reporting on it. Um, because I think I think this was before we did our Golden Hour episode. So I think this would have been the first Casey album that I listened to front to back, which is fun. But I definitely had heard some of the more like mainstream, like pop Casey moments, like High Horse, obviously. I definitely mentioned this, I'm sure I did when we did Golden Hour, but I saw her open for Harry Styles' first arena tour. And I think I like maybe only had known High Horse and maybe like one other song. But I think she's really, really great. I think she has a spectacular voice. I wrote down that her voice is like very meditative and very calming. Like while having like dynamic vocal capability, I think we're no matter where her vocal range is, like she always has this like very calm approach to vocal performance, which I really like about her. Like really anything she's singing, it sounds very controlled, very calm, like just very peaceful. She sounds very, very like at peace whenever she's singing, which I like absolutely love. And I think is very well suited for this album in particular, because I would say this is like a very like chill, calm, easy listening album, which I think is really spectacular. I'm not super familiar with Star-Crossed. I don't even like remember what the singles were. Like I don't remember the vibe of it like at all. I of course remember Golden Hour, so I'm not like super sure where Star-Crossed sits like genre leaning wise. But I do really appreciate that she wanted like something like that's like a little bit more laid back, like a little bit more chill to be in her discography. Because again, I think it just suits her voice like so spectacularly.
Yeah, something about Starcross too that I didn't mention that I'm glad you brought up. It got a lot of like mixed reception. I think a lot of people talked like the sonic cohesion of it. It felt kind of there were a lot of country songs, but then there were moments where she was like trying to do kind of like experimental pop for her.
Hmm.
Like a lot of the production was a lot different than even what was on Golden Hour, but then different for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got. I feel like that's where honestly a lot of the critique of Starcross came. So this being so sonically cohesive, like you said, I think,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge strength.
Yeah. Nice. Very interesting. But I think this album's really great. Um, Lyrically, there isn't a ton like because I like listened to it when it came out. I've listened to it a few times like in preparation for this episode. There aren't a ton of lyrics that stick out to me in particular. I just think the whole thing is just kind of it's like one of those albums where the whole album is like a vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's of course very sonically cohesive, like you just said, Drew, but like again, like I'm a Sonics first person, and every now and then like I'll pick out certain lyrics from this album that I think are really interesting, or just like the lyrics like Give or Take or one is one that I think like the lyrics are like pretty dynamic, like it's almost kind of like a conversation like back and forth kind of thing. I think Anime Eyes has like super silly funny lyrics. That's a good one. But I definitely have my favorites. Like my favorite was a lock from the first time I listened to the album, and I like remembered that it was my favorite one when I returned to it recently. Um, and yeah, I think I don't know. I almost kind of spoiled some of my favorites, so I'll keep that close to my chest for now. Something I also wanted to say about her voice too, because obviously she comes from country and her like the genres of her music has kind of just like evolved from that, but I think it's definitely still detectable in her music that like she it was like a country singer first. And I think you can still hear that in her voice. Like I think her voice definitely still has that twang, but it's not like so country twangy that it's like distracting from like wanting to shift into other genres. Even if she did have like this like really, really intense country twang, I'm curious what this album would sound like if she did, you know? But again, I just think her vocal performance on this is amazing. It's probably the standout for me because I think she also has this like such a great voice that when you stack harmonies like on top of itself, like it just sounds it's just really great. So That's definitely the standout for me. I will say I do think the album cover is like a little bit of a nothing burger. Like I kind of wish the album said a little bit more about what's going on like within the album itself. But I do definitely think it's a really pretty picture of her. And you definitely get the vibe that it's something that's a little bit more laid back. Like she's in like a flowy white, well, actually, no, she's wearing like a cardigan. But then of course she's like in a field, there's a ton of trees. Like the greenery definitely leans itself to the just the vibe of the album in general, which I really like. But there's all these really pretty pictures of her from this album shoot. Like, I don't know. I kind of think it maybe could have been something else. I think the cover's a little bit boring, but that's just me. But yeah, overall, I really like this album. Um, I do definitely see myself returning to it a little bit more now that it's like been brought back up to the surface for me. Um, but but yeah, that's I think all I have to say.
Well, I'm
That's
happy you
tea.
said it.
I'm
That's
happy you
tea.
Yes.
said it.
Whoop whoop.
That's tea. Thanks for hashtag saying something.
Of course.
Okay, my turn.
Well, yes.
Well, it's such a funny time to kind of go back to, spring of 2024. This was the calm before my tortured poet storm. Um, and there were so many. Do you remember this like few months? There was like
Yes.
every major pop
Cowboy
girl,
Carter, Eternal Sunshine, Deeper Well, Torture Poets,
radical optimism,
Radical Optimism,
brat, hit
Brat.
me hard and soft.
Short and Sweet.
Yeah, short Sweet is a little later though.
Yeah.
But like really it was
Woo!
like March, April, May was just like into June was just boom. Like I feel like every single week there was like a major release
Yeah.
happening. It was pretty crazy. Um but of course this was the pre-tortured poet. So like I had like full attention span to give to a project. And I hadn't yet, become infected. Because I mean I love Brat. I obviously had a bit of a Brat summer, but I also had a tortured poet summer as well. So Deeper Well. I love Deeper Well. I love this album. I've talked about my relationship with Kacey on our Golden Hour episode. I think Kacey's incredibly talented. Golden Hour, one of my favorite albums ever. Starcrossed is something that has aged a lot better for me than how it presented itself initially. I felt like at the time it was like both too similar to Golden Hour, but also like not similar enough. Like it was like there were differences, but like not enough to make it feel kind of like a distinct thing. And I think since then I've been able to appreciate what it's doing a lot more. I also think just unfortunately, anything that was going to follow Golden Hour was kind of set up to fail. Golden Hour is like a lightning in a bottle moment. It's like Adele having to follow up 21. And like obviously, they're different kinds of artists and because of the kind of artist Adele is, like 25, won the Grammys, whatever. But like I don't think anybody retrospectively, no shade to 25, is talking about it in the same conversation as 21. And I think Golden Hour is just such like a once in a lifetime type of a thing. And it is like such a stars aligned for it perfectly that I think anything that was going to come after it was going to get judged pretty harshly. I agree with you, Drew, that I'm surprised that this Metacritic score isn't higher for Deeper Well because I was there. I was there on the internet when this album was released. This received much better reception. And that was kind of the narrative too, not just from, fans and, commoners online, but also I feel like from reviews as well, that this was kind of like a step back, a return to form almost. And if that's fair, I don't really think that's fair. I don't know. But yeah, so definitely, I mean, was obviously very excited for this record to come out, watched the ad live, and was very hyped for it for about 7 minutes before Tortured Poet Tsunami. And I love it. I love this record. When it came out, I had it on pretty nonstop until Tortured Poets came out. It was like she was my most listened to artist in March 2024, which is a big feat. Not everybody can have that. I mean, it's very, very rare for that not to go to Madonna or Taylor. So that's like really that's a big deal. to have it not be one of those two. Uh, I just love so much about this record. I think the atmosphere is the thing that I find most striking initially. And it's funny because, folk is not like super off from country. And obviously, before Golden Hour, her first two albums are pretty straightforward country. But this has such a different feel while also maintaining this like identity that she's carved out for herself post Golden Hour. It has that sense of like spirituality, of introspection, of calmness, kind of, similar to Golden Hour. I feel like this is a record that makes you feel small in the world in a good way. It like makes you like realize how big the world is around you and how you're just like a part of it. I think Golden Hour did that. I mean, Oh, What a World is kind of literally about that. I think like Heart of the Woods kind of like touches on that, type of idea as well here. And I think that, taking that kind of sensibility out of this like psychedelic-y, synthy, hazy, shimmering sonic landscape that they had created for Golden Hour and putting it in this very earthy, folky, warm, simple, inviting sonic landscape, I think was great. And I think it works really, really well. Uh, the photo shoot, I think, perfectly captures the feel of this album because whenever I'm listening to this album, whether it be at the gym, whether it be walking around, whether it be on the airplane, whether it be, I don't know, at the store, I always feel like I'm in like a big field full of like really tall grass and the sky's blue and there's a gentle breeze. Probably in this fantasy, I have long hair and it's like flowing through the breeze. I just think that the atmosphere of this record is so striking, and it's something that feels familiar and comforting. It kind of like, not to pit two queens against each other, but it does kind of, in a different way, it gives me a similar, like, comforting, but also kind of melancholy feeling that Folklore gives me. Um, Obviously, I think those albums sound pretty different from each other, but like it's a similar kind of feel because it's not just like a completely happy feeling. I think this album has a lot of melancholy, and I think that's part of what makes it really interesting that it's not just like a happy folk album. I agree with everything Maria said about her voice. Her vocal performance is really terrific. I mean, she's just such a phenomenal singer, and she has, yeah, this like kind of like deadpan, I feel like has the wrong connotation because like that connotes some kind of sarcasm, but it is like she plays it very straight vocally. And it really, really works with the kind of music that she makes. And it's like some of her phrasing feels conversational, but her voice is so musical and melodic. So it's, I think, just really interesting to listen to. And I always enjoy the vocal choices that she makes. I think the songwriting here is pretty great. There are a few moments that I feel like are not fully on the mark for me, but I think across the board, it has so much of what you look for in a Kacey Musgraves lyric. There is a wit and a cleverness, but also an open-heartedness and an earnestness, a classic like country music structures of like narrative storytelling of like I think The Architect is such a classic country song, the way that like it like takes this one concept and then like shows it in all these different like verses and like keeps like flipping it and like twisting it. That is so classic country music to me. I think Moving Out also feels very like classic country in the way that like that narrative and that storytelling is presented and you can like see everything that she's singing about. There are, revisiting this record, this is not an album that like I listen to all the time. I feel like it's kind of like I have to kind of be in the right mood for it. And so I hadn't listened to it in a while. I had a really beautiful experience with it on an airplane recently, though. That was wonderful. But it had been a while since I'd listened to it. And I will say, I think that, and I don't know if I would have said this at the time, to me, this album feels longer than it actually is. I feel like I always forget it's only 14 songs. In my head, this album's like 18 songs long. And I think part of that is there are a few songs that I feel like could have
not made the track list, and I really wouldn't have missed them. I think there are two songs in particular I'm thinking about that I don't really feel like add much thematically, kind of other than just like a vibe. And then there's another song that I just don't really think is super in line sonically and kind of like stands out in a way that just I don't find particularly effective, but maybe other people do. Um, so I think that's part of it. And I also think, when you do a super sonically cohesive album, that is just like something that like it's a risk that you run into of like, songs kind of bleeding together. I think that towards the end, she does a good job with the album. I think it's sequenced really, really well. I think this album's sequenced pretty phenomenally, actually. And I think towards the end, she does a good job at like switching it up kind of track to track more than at the beginning so that like your attention is still, perky and alert and that you're still, with her on this journey. Um, yeah, I think it's a great album. I have always been like, do I like it more than Golden Hour? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. This is a firm like second place Casey for me. I love this record. Golden Hour is just like, I mean, it's one of one, Drew favorite album of all time. I mean, it's just like when you're that girl, you're that girl. But Deeper Well's also that girl, just in a different kind of a way. So yeah, excited to hear everybody's fave songs. Think this is a great album and excited to see what this new Casey era is. It sounds like she's horny, which is a big vibe
Girl,
change
she's
from
horny AF.
it's a big vibe change from, being in nightgowns, hanging out with geese and lambs and, singing about fucking moss. It's
Yeah.
a big difference. So that's what I got.
See?
Yay.
That's my
Perfect.
tea.
Thank you, Levi. Okay, so kind of going into to my thoughts. Um, First of all, I kind of going off of what Maria said about the album cover. So I forgot to actually mention that there is some significance to she's holding a crimson clover because apparently that means like I looked it up. Um, so like the phrase this is Google AI. The phrase pairs crimson and clover, crimson symbolizing passion, blood, or intensity, and clover symbolizing innocence, nature, or good fortune, suggesting that a love is both intensely passionate and also gentle. I remember I was reading something about that because when it first came out, I was like, there has to be something significant to this thing that she's holding. And that's what it was. But I
I'm
also
with you.
completely.
I'm with you, Maria. I don't like the album cover. I love the photo shoot, but I don't like the cover. Drew's done this.
Yeah. I personally love the album cover.
I think it's a great photo of her. I think the album cover could have said more than the photo that was chosen does. But I think it's a lovely photo of her.
Yeah. Well, I also
Absolutely.
think that the album cover that she wanted was there was an image of her laying naked in the fields, like of her back, and I believe that is what she wanted to be the album cover, and her label was like, you can't do something with your butt crack showing. Um,
Rude.
so I think
Kind of
that's
crazy in a post solar power album cover world that she couldn't have gotten away with just a little crack showing.
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. Um, but anyway, that was kind of the lore that I forgot to mention. But this, I also love that Levi mentioned Folklore because I think this album and Folklore are my favorite album cover shoots of all time. Um,
Whoa.
yeah, I think
Get into that tea.
Whoa.
I also, it's also weird. My favorite cover shoot of Katie's is actually Prism, which is also kind of weird because all three of those albums that I would classify as like my favorite album cover shoots are like all with grass and in fields.
You
So
long for grass.
I guess I don't know. But I love every image in the photo shoot. She does like really cool physical album like packages. So for Christmas, I got like like the full like VIP box or whatever. So it came with like a vinyl, and then also something that she's done with her albums is that she releases candles that like kind of put you into the atmosphere of the album, whatever. And the candle for Deeper Well smells so good, and definitely feels like the atmosphere of the album. So yes, obviously atmosphere is like the huge thing about this that I think is so striking that Levi mentioned. I think it's so perfect, and the tour did a really good job too of doing that. There was obviously a lot of greenery everywhere. And yeah, she just did like when she performed Jade Green. I remember there was like the song ended and the outro of the song like transitioned into like a rainstorm, which I thought was like really cool. It was almost like she was like a witch casting this like storm, which was really cool. And then in Cardinal, she like levitates up in the air, like she's like it was so cool. But yeah, so if you really love this album, you should definitely go watch some of the concert footage because she just did a really good job. Yeah, which was also a huge step up from Starcross because that tour she was mainly kind of like parking and barking for the most of it. Like she's not really like known for being like a dancer or like anything like that. But this album, like she was very conceptual with the performance element of it, which I thought was like really cool. And really like surprising. And then obviously what you both mentioned, I think this probably the vocal performance in this album I would say is like my second favorite on a Kacey album after her debut album actually. I think her voice on her debut album is my favorite vocal performance of hers. But this I think is the close second. Something that I wasn't really expecting when I went into this album was like how a lot of the songs were about like heartbreak and were really sad. That was my huge takeaway when I first listened to it, just because we had gotten Deeper Well, which felt very different than what a lot of like the heartbreak songs are about. But the way that she sings all of those songs are just like so amazing. She like takes it to like another level. So yeah. I think that's all that I wanted to mention that I didn't previously cover or so the last kind of thing that I've talked about with Levi is I feel like in a lot of ways this album with Golden Hour and Starcross do kind of feel like a trilogy to me. Like Golden Hour obviously is like falling in love, you know, the falling in love of it all, and then Starcross obviously they break up, but then Deeper Well is kind of like coming to terms with everything and like moving forward. So I'm really interested to see what this new era, you know, kind of if we're kind of moving on, if it doesn't feel complete in this way or if it feels like it's like four things.
I feel like it's gonna be like I feel like it's gonna be a different thing.
I think we're like turning a new page or like closing the book or
I mean, because I don't think like, you know, we have only heard a snippet of this new song, but I don't think a song about sitting on your washer so that it vibrates and that you can get off it would fit on any of those three albums.
No.
It
It's
feels
also like weirdly coming fast too.
well, you said that's how she always is.
Yeah, but like in terms of like years, I feel like she always takes 3 years.
Oh.
Um,
Well, are you gonna complain?
no, not complaining.
I'll tell her
But
to cancel.
it does feel like I'm like I was really not expecting this, but I'm like
She did.
honestly,
She had. I'm on Wikipedia right now. She has 2 years between same trailer and pageant material.
Oh, she does. Okay,
Yeah, 2013 and 2015.
so that's the only time, right? She's always taken 3 after that, right?
I mean, if you don't count the Christmas album,
Right. I don't count that.
then yeah, then it's 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see because she clearly had something cooking.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Her and her little horny.
She also toured this album
songs.
for a very long time, so I'm really interested to see. You know, she clearly was had conceptualizing when she was on tour, which is really cool. But yeah, that's kind of all my thoughts. So why don't we get into the me's?
Okay, yay.
Yay! Okay,
Okay.
Maria, what's your me?
So my me hee hee hoo 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 least fave is probably a very unpopular opinion.
Oh, good God. I'm nervous.
If
I'm
you can
nervous.
believe it's probably an unpopular opinion for me. But this one stuck out to me the most, just because of like its sparser production and I thought like the melody of it was like a little bit awkward. It just like didn't really gel with me. But my least fave is Deeper Well.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh.
That's not what I thought you
Oh.
were going with that.
Yeah, honestly, this one like I enjoy the least.
Maria's not finding it.
Well, I'm finding it on every other song. Trust. Just not
I would
Test
have
Track.
never predicted that. That is so interesting.
I mean, it's
Interesting.
it's what it's the one I felt the strongest about. So,
Of not liking it.
of not liking it, yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. Interesting
Yep.
concept.
Okay,
I'm here to tell
Levi.
the truth.
Well, that's what the workroom's about.
Yeah.
So mine has always been this song. I think Drew probably knows what it is. I just don't think this song fits this album. I guess thematically I see like what it's doing here, but I just don't know why in the middle of our folk country album, why we have like an R&B groove going on. I just don't really get it. It's also the only song that feels like it takes place in a city. Like I'm in the field in all the other songs, and then now all of a sudden I'm on the sidewalk and everything's loud and I'm getting yelled at by like people on the sidewalk. I'm talking about Lonely Millionaire. I just don't really know what she's doing here. I'm kind of like, what are you doing here? I and I get what she's saying. Is that concept like so interesting enough that it needed to be on the album? I don't know. I think it could have been deeper into the well on the deluxe. So it's just always been she's just not my girl. So I don't really know what she's doing here. It's like, you know that meme? It's like, oh, Jessica's coming. No, I really like Jessica. That's how I feel about I oh, Lonely Millionaire's coming. That's how I feel. Sorry
That's how
about
you
it.
feel.
Hmm.
Well, Mimi is also Lonely Millionaire. I think I like it a lot more than Levi does. I actually like I something that I kind of like about then Levi, you kind of mentioned it, like the last half of it. For me, I kind of feel it transition back to the city, like nothing to be scared of. I know she's kind of talked about it being about like in being in New York City. That song, the closer.
Not in my world. Not in the world I'm living
And
in.
so I kind of see place for Lonely Millionaire, to be honest, like toward the end. Um, However, it is my least favorite. I think the production to me is like not. It doesn't really like get me. And I think the melody is just not my favorite. But I do see place for it, and I kind of like the idea of her talking about that because um, I don't know. I find it. I always find it interesting when like famous people talk about being famous. So I don't know. I found it interesting. Um, but again, it's like if I had to chop one, she's getting the chop. So
Yeah.
sorry about it.
I have a
I
feeling
fear
from
it's in Maria's
faces.
top three.
Yeah, from faces Maria was making.
No, I'll tell you right now it's not, but I like that song, but I can understand the feelings of like
It's
just
not
seeing how it
super.
doesn't fit with like the this like folky greenery of it all, but I like it. I think she sounds really great on it, but
Oh, she
I
does
you
for
know
sure.
I do too, and I also like. I don't think it's as much of an outlier as like. I don't like Levi. From what you said, it seems like a huge outlier to you.
Girl, and where or in any other song are we getting like a little two-step groove? That is not happening any of these other songs. What is she doing with Moving Out and Sway and Cardinal? What does she have in common with any of those girls? Nothing.
I mean,
That's
like,
my tea.
yeah, that is your tea.
Like all the other ones, we're like skipping over bridges in the forest, over creeks. And in this one, I'm on a plane and I'm like at O'Hare, trying to like get my baggage at baggage claim. It's just doesn't, but that's just my opinion, don't
Yeah. Yep.
don't take me, sue me, I want to be on, don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, tea.
Well,
Okay.
Holy
Okay,
Trinity.
Holy Trinity time. Okay,
Okay.
Maria, let's go.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, yeah,
Is
hurry
that in
up. Chop
order?
chop.
Okay. So my number three is Cardinal.
Love.
I think this is a really, really great album opener.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's just beautiful. And I love how it kind of speeds up at the end, like right before it ends. Like I think this song is really great. It's a great like palette cleanser and like way to open an album. So love. My number two is Heart of the Woods.
Oh, she's in that Heart of the Woods tea.
You're in the heart of the
hmm
woods, ho.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this song is just so prance around in the forest, like just have a ball. So love that song. My number one, and has always been my number one, is Jade Green.
Oh, so good.
Like the song is just like so dreamy. I love the chorus. She sounds amazing. Like everything about this song is just so great. So this one's like my favorite by far. I think it's an amazing song.
I believe that's Eric, friend of the pod, Eric's favorite song from this album.
She's so witchy in that song. It's so good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
because he's witch. So,
Valley.
okay. So my top three coming in bronze is The Architect. The Architect just has that like kind of like what I was saying earlier, that classic snappy country storytelling that she's so good at. I love the imagery of there's a canyon that cuts through the desert. Did it get there because of a flood? Was it devised, or were you surprised when you saw how grand it was? And I like the idea of like the song being about like talking to God, but she's not like speaking in like a Judeo-Christian framework, and that like she's just talking about the creator of the universe and she's open to like whatever form that takes. Like she's not subscribing to like this is the Christian God or this is the, whatever. Um I just find it, I think it's very moving and I really relate to it. Because that's definitely like a yearning that I've felt before. My number two is a song I think is so gorgeous and beautiful. To me, this is like what like love feels like, and it's like her like at her like dreamiest and most poetic to me, and it's Heaven Is. I love Shocker. I like the slow ballad, but I also think she sounds amazing on
Yeah.
this song. This might be my vocal highlight of the album. And the lyric, nobody knows where we go when we die. Maybe we'll ride right horses in the sky. And if we don't, then darling, tonight, that's what heaven is. Ah,
Oh,
that's just beautiful. And before I get to my number one, I do want to say my favorite lyric on the album, which is not in any of my top three. It just kind of misses it. But wait, I have to make sure I get the full thing because you know what it is, Drew, don't you?
No.
You don't know? I felt like you would know. Oh, I'm so shocked.
Can't read Levi's mind. Crazy.
Well, I thought you would just know. Um, it's made it through the tears to see a Miyazaki sky from
Oh,
oh
Anime
yes,
Eyes, because Miyazaki's my favorite filmmaker, and
yes.
I think that's so gorgeous, and like that image of like the Miyazaki, it's beautiful.
When I re-listened to the album for the first time, when that line hit, I thought of you.
Aw, when you think Miyazaki, I hope you think of me.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
thank you. Do you understand what that reference was, Maria?
Um,
when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you
oh,
think of
got you, got you,
me.
got you, got
I
you, got
hope
you,
you
got you,
think of
got you,
me. It was
got
a
you, got you.
play on
I see, I
things.
see, I see.
I saw the like blank look in your eyes, like she doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You asked
Okay.
me, my brain completely
And
turned
you
off.
know what? It's gonna
You're
be
right about that. Oh,
It'll be okay.
and my number one has been my number one since day one. I think this song is gorgeous. It has this like kind of what I was talking about. My favorite thing about the album, it has both the sense of warmth, but also sadness and loss. And it makes me really emotional whenever I hear it. And it's moving out. I love moving out so much. I think um, like, ah. It's so good, but like now autumn's moving in, we're moving out. That is that's classic country line. Classic country music. And it's just
that big tree in the front yard lost a limb.
oh,
It almost crushed your car, but it
but it
didn't.
didn't.
Oh.
Had a breakup and then I bought it. You said it might be haunted. I think you're right. Couple
Oh,
real big fights that we had.
it's
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
good.
It's incredible. So that's my top three.
Okay, my number three is Dinner with Friends.
You're such a dinner with friends, how I can't even stand it.
Can't even believe Miss Casey wrote this song. So crazy.
Oh,
Um, what?
so crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. She does it's really fun. She did like an American Express sponsored YouTube video where she like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's where they put all of the notes of her original like transcripts of this song on like a huge piece of paper, and then she like kind of goes,
Oh, Gracie did that.
yes, for That's So True. Yeah, I think Casey was
Mm.
like the first one to have done it.
Oh,
For
Gracie
Dinner with
reheating
Friends.
Casey Nachos.
Yeah.
Oh,
But she did this song, which I thought was kind of cool. But it's so good. And then my number two is Moving Out.
It's like so good.
Like when I listened to
Also,
that song the first time, I was like, oh, so she's like going through it.
well, can I say something that I love about it too that I forgot to say? I love how it's ambiguous whether they're leaving together. Because I think you could interpret it either way.
Oh, so you're kind of like you kind of see it as a little bit ambiguous.
Yeah, because she doesn't say that they broke up. She never says that in the song. She never says that. She says that they had fights, but then right after she says that, um, we had good times, can't deny it. And even though I feel excited, because she's excited about something, so that could reference like them like going into a new house together or something, like a new future. I think
Yeah,
you could read
yeah,
it both ways. It's ambiguity.
yeah. Okay, T.
I'm sorry to
We'll love
hijack your
Moving
moment.
Out. Um, and then my number one is Give or Taker.
You love that song.
Yeah, I that is by far the vocal highlight for me. When she goes, baby, she does a little riff queen,
Yeah.
girl. Um, yeah, it's one of my favorite songs of hers. I think it's so good. The songwriting's amazing. Um, and it was my favorite since it came out. Um, so major T, but obviously a lot of supermodels on here, so really hard to decide.
Yeah, Dinner with Friends was a hard one for me to leave out of my top
Yeah.
three. I love that song.
The shape of his heart.
Because it's like about something that I've never heard a song like that before.
No.
That's like about that. Yeah, it's just so good.
And it's kind of cool because Dinner with Friends and Heaven Is feel very similar. But it's almost like Dinner with Friends is like the sad version of Heaven Is. Like Heaven
Mm.
Is feels like almost she like found it.
I'm getting it. I get
You
it.
getting it?
I get that. Yeah, I
Like,
get that.
I'm getting
okay, get this. So like Jade Green is like she's casting a spell and it's like this kind of storm that she creates. And then it's like these kind of like world introspection songs that come after it. You getting it?
I'm getting it.
Like the Architect, Lonely Millionaire, Heaven Is. Like Heaven Is being like the love version of this like new after her. Think of like Jade Green, like the Saturn has returned.
No, I get it.
Again.
Yeah.
You getting it?
I see the vision.
wow.
Nothing to
Okay.
be scared of.
Are we ready to bring out the
Well,
utensils?
yes.
Okay.
So we're going to review the album, rate it. Drew Fork, start us off.
I am giving this a 9.9, and I know 9.9 is such a dick score, but
And
I
it's true,
really
it's
do
true.
think it's just right below Golden Hour, but it's just so excellent. And there's just something about it that just isn't the 10 for me. But it's like obviously such excellence. I go back to it all the time. So that's what it is.
Period.
Love.
Maria Spoon, scoop it up.
So I'm going to give this an 8. I definitely really, really liked this. I don't think I liked it as much as Golden Hour, but I really appreciate the sonic cohesion of the entire thing. And I just love the easy listening vibes. It suits her voice so well. And like something I can put on just for the vibes, like it instantly is like a supermodel to me, you know? So yeah, I think this album's amazing.
Period.
Period.
And then I'm going to be a 9.5. Love this girl. She's great. Lonely Millionaire wasn't there. Maybe it'd be a different conversation. Who knows?
Oh,
Um,
girl.
I just said that to piss you off.
But
Okay. 9.5 for Levi. And so that brings us to a average score 9.13.
Okay, girl.
So good
Way
for
better
wow.
her.
than Pitchfork, girl.
Way better than Pitchfork.
I
Way better
mean,
than Pitchfork.
Pitchfork
Yeah.
cool.
Pitchfork who? Okay, well, thank you guys for we found it.
We found it. We found
Deeper
it.
well located. We have eyes on the deeper well.
Should we talk about what we're doing next?
Yes,
Guys.
So I fear a cultural reset is incoming. Um,
we
I
found the
fear
deeper well, so now we can like have the reset that we need.
So now we
I
can get
fear
crazy.
mania is going to spread across the nations. We are, as highly requested. No, that's a lie. We
I was
are
gonna say, did
doing
someone DM us to do this?
me. We are doing one of my favorite albums of all time by one of the most interesting, confounding, unpredictable voices in pop music. Our Angels by Grimes. Get into that shit now and give it some streams and then meet us back here next week and we'll break this cookie down for you.
Girl, can't wait.
I don't think people are ready. I just don't think you're ready.
No,
I'm so excited to talk about this album.
Yeah, I don't think the children are ready for the
no.
food that we're
It's
about
gonna
to
be a
bring in.
crazy episode.
It's gonna be really crazy. I mean, the spirit of Grimes will possess all of us, which would probably be scary. We should like talk in her voice because she has such a weird voice.
That
No,
would be,
that'd be too
Sure.
much. It'd be unlistenable. It'd be an unlistenable
I fear,
podcast.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's it.
Yay.
The deeper well has been found.
It's been found, girl.
It's been found. Thank you, Captain Drew.
Thank you guys.
And
And now go listen to the new Kacey Musgraves song that is out now.
is it out now?
Yeah, because she, of course, has to make it come out on Hump Day.
Oh, so it's out the day that this is
Whoa.
out.
Literally, Pop Girlies.
Whoa.
She has to drop it in tandem.
We're
Someone
always
from
at the
her
scene of the
team is
crime.
clearly a fan.
Real music
Oh my
Pop
God.
Girlies fan.
If you're a real Pop Girlies fan, you get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
So
go move out.
I'm gonna go have dinner with friends.
Um, the heart of the woods is calling to me.
Bye.
Bye, Shanti.
Bye.